Money, money, money. It really is quite the topic of conversation at the moment on a collective scale. And I think because the opportunity is there for us to attract more and more into our lives. My name is Emily Patalo. I'm the writer and creator of 12 Creative Steps to a Fulfilling Life. And I like to share a few sound bites with you about where I'm at, where you're at, and how we can rise together. So at the moment, I am doing some work around money. I have the ability to get a certain amount of money, and then there's like a threshold past which I'm not able to go or have not been able to go in the past. And I can feel it in my body. I can feel there is like an obstacle in front of my body. When I think about money, I can physically feel something stopping me moving towards it. Now, it can also be identified as like clothing that's too tight. So our nervous system acts as a little bit of a spacesuit. And if it's in a situation where it doesn't feel safe, it gets smaller and smaller. So when we think about doing something that for our nervous system does not feel safe, because at some point in our life we've been told that it's not safe to have money, or we've been led to believe that it's not safe to have money, our little suit gets smaller to keep us safer. So we need to teach our little suit to get bigger. And so I've been working with that, and I did a great visualization this morning, which is how I work with it. That identified what felt like, or what looked like in my mind's eye, to be this sharp object running from my throat down to my solar plexus. It was just this like shard of, could have been glass or plastic or something. And I visualized removing it out of my body. And then I could still feel it there. So I breathed and I stayed present with it. And these are the practices that I really encourage people to do, because it really is as simple as visualization and feeling. That's really all it takes. So what you do is you bring up your idea of money or making more money. What does it feel like if there's the opportunity to make more money? And you feel in the body what that's like. Now, for me, it's been a tight spacesuit. But also then when I got deeper into my body and asked where in my body I was feeling this sensation, there was this sharp shard of something in my body. And so I went in there and I visualized the actual removing of it. I just visualized it going up through my body and out of my head. And then I went back in to see if the feeling was still there when I visualized the idea of money and getting more money, and it still was there. I could still kind of feel it there, even if even though it had gone, there was still the residual kind of like discomfort. So I went in and I soothed it, and I loved the space within my body where it had been. And you watch what happens when you do that. It changes everything. When you go inside and you ask the questions and you get really curious about why something feels the way it does, and you look inside and you feel inside and you visualize what it is and where it is, and you actually remove it with your imagination, or you soothe it, or you go in and love it, it changes everything. And I want to encourage you to do that. And this is what I'm doing at this very moment, because believe me, this kind of work is ongoing. But once you have learned the tools, once you understand how the body works and how energy works, then you can literally transmute anything out of your body and change the way you feel about things. Sending you big love for now.